Right, my ATF my TF Nyansono Aquaba from Toto Sports GH on YouTube. I wish for Yatana say ya babe din komo kakra. Sports 360 bre and also ameno idea share. Na ubenya me live ewo YouTube. YouTube no Toto Sports GH. Toto Sports GH NT subscribe to channel no mame. Na uwi na wa share enso amani enso no enya bia hwe. Na enkoma ene Yatana sia ye baby dino when we send in man so ye ko ye bewrom ewo haksho folk aso ye na ye din komo nyame adom o chena aye Thursday na o chena Thursday no team no enso ebu na ketim from Ghana na wawuram ewo male ehon komo pi enso ewo ha ene ye ne edini nyina so no aye Confederation Cup gamer eno etwa ewo male wa bra haksho folk kwa we to male no ehon komo no bebrebe wa ha ene matenase ye de ehon komo pin so eba na hye no so se enyame nko a na ene dwumadi no de ebro sense ba ko fo ntimi ba ko ntimi ne me bra panyin pa yes na eba sports analysis a yenya analysis yemfa ensem no ntofom na yemma hwefo hunu se de game no city se de ensem no city a wakwadare mu yie pa oba asante mantemo oba enkran ayem pompone mantemo sanso ano my konkro Ghana babia oho enti ene owo menche ne menemienu ene ade ensem no enso eba na enche obehunu me introduce na to ne awuromu na before say meko na so no mame ema so no enya ne ntia sa action folk ehonsem ena ye de eba empremprenura what is say team no ebo friendly game editia to the mighty jet ewo Medina Astrotev no so after 90 minutes action folk ehye karabako wa bra mighty jet team no wo antumi antena Afriye Bania Daniel and said the only go wa bra Enoch Asubonten assist no enti ehon komani nyina ye preparation team no enso guso mo ye ba na ya ba be di ehon enkomo na question ye bisa and say haksho folk mamen kan say enkomo mo ebefa omo coaching issue no o hwe timer coach Samabuadu ni haksho folk party ways sound so na timer womo appointee assistant coaches wabra assistant coach kro appointee no na yeni head coach ehon sempi na ebana after that appointment ne ba bonta manfo bebre na kasa say head coach mai but yenya assistant coach na kwaba say head coach eba no waka say ontimi ni assistant coach ni nya adwuma edien na omobekande ne besie this and many more na yatena sia ne ye de ebramunti wodi ane so be subscribe to channel no na babia wo bia no leave comment enso ewo ho de amaye na ya kenkan enso edi ama babia wo bia obeti yenkan no na edi ehie enti Toto Sports GH on YouTube Toto Sports GH on YouTube into subscribe to channel no na wa share ama busuafo nso no anya bi ahye na enkomo no say ya sha ase ana say ya sha ase na ye de konti ma menye we quick emfa ema na memra na say ene ofake enso eni enkomo na se unwura game ni mo ne enhwe se de niam so stories no esi echo from the camp of action folk na communication director Mr. Kwame Pariado Abamontin to just say the appointment of David Okulu as assistant manager at the Master Folk and assistant coach no based on a recommendation in ye bisa say recommendation no every a hina recommendation every a new coach bi o manya na wo hye kokuoma ni din ema abontin na recommend say yenkofa David Okrumra anase sen ehon komo pi wa ha ne ye ne enso eba bedi na o se owo gidie say David Okulu ne already team no awuro mo mali no pe said ye owura ne pedigree city ane players na ho den city no owo gidie so mbe free mali aba na nkonim die ako ede ama phobia busuaku no eno aye Mr. Kwame Pariado we kasemafo ede ma haksho folk abusuaku no ntia no aye nkomo pi na owura no ede atudwa na we are we say NLA sponsor haksho folk team no na what it say sponsorship no omo ntimi ntoa so bio na bebre na ebo NLA fo achi say womo na terminate contract omo na mpeso ombe toa so na NLA for na babontin de tuja se enya no credit na contract na 1 year na ya fe ba ko nti na se ye betima stand dia agi se bia club na woni no was a contract no emma go ahead on the beba say be a yen trade him na house of folk for no emma say on standing contract no and winti na masa issue no so atumi aba bontinti and also ayen koma e free aye anele for no aso ye eba ne ye no edi ehun enkomo nkakra na ne ye de nkomo yi ya say me 22 aye ofake ho and say yeah share the state of Accra House of Folk, the state of House of Folk. Na coach Samabodu and the team here preseason, but they started league near Bodu match day 3 on my party ways and a mutual agreement. Na we should there na timer on my party ways no na any time my team no Eco Africa ebeboa home komopi na eno so de eba nti mamen kona mene wofake so eni enkomo na on chip in nwurawura ene owo topics no be 4 bi obewurawuram ba ko ye the parting ways of coach Samobodu ba ko ye ekwan mofa so ya appointment no wa bra coach emaye and the other one so say coach David Okro LED team no too Mali no o gidie bi se befa den ana we expect den besi ana afin so no the announcement of a new coach at the Master Folk no amanfo pi e ka say a delay wono mo ya adwen say wono mo na anya adwen so a den na mpanyfo enye ofa mame mo akwaba Mr. Benson me jiri se bibia bokode ebe nyam ya se adwuma ya binya tena se nkwane na chese osumre na edu cut across see and then we are saying it's a global village and the small world so what's nice in Ghana now it's nice in Kumasi say oh suma cutting across the world and I want some so we are going worldwide into your sumno and yeah precisely say for Ghana and Kwama we are cutting across yeah say so we are seeing stories out there we are seeing na of answer na ebewura ho no wonya hack show komo bas ne picture ne bi ahwe MAK3K3 rebranding no amanfo bi ka say painting crown ma hwe egu for bi say but I fe one thing I am fan serious e okrom ha no branding the word branding and then for branding o pese o say o company ba ko and as o company o no indeed say that so gina na so you always have to take branding serious. And when it comes to branding, it has and entails a lot. And the first step of a company, I actually said, or is how I or find branding serious. Okay. So what's the moment I found branding serious, it means that Obibiana only interactions. Obibiana when the person who knew Bibia said you will have to respect what you have because of your brand. Any company, about to the brand that means auto the quality in Swahili. I say so has had to folk making sure sir Barcelona now or any other sponsors who are not some sponsor then that means that we have to go back to their bars and then rebrand their bars. And I think already know the colors of Heart to Folk, Mr. Benson, they're so beautiful. The one I got some beautiful people with their beautiful colors. Beautiful colors, yeah. The moment on that colors no bars, we are there in the bars and they look outstanding and beautiful. The bars in there, they've taken their branding serious. It means it's or more ahead. And even also now we and said, what is the state of Heart to Folk now? Yeah. The state of Heart to Folk now, Mr. Benson. And suddenly the condition of players and also on the field of play. What's your hearts are? Or more out on the field of play. Or more in a hostel for their players. Yeah. The Pobimam project. Pobimam project. We shall players in the year or Hokla we are training. Or more free. Baby, we are training. About Pobimam, they've made a progress. Okay. When we see a store place see the Hearts of Folk in each state now, Mr. Benson is heading towards a direction here very, very much positive for the family of Hearts of Folk. Okay. So positive. And son, you see, in football, there are a lot of things that influence the performance of the field of play. But Chrome we don't take it serious. And some includes facilities a walk edema
the players and the staff available on the drama team. There are facilities that are available and not working conducive atmosphere.
Okay.
Even for staffs before players now. And see, it also comes and revolve around what is branding. And I had to focus so outstanding. So almost see the Mind project, training pitches and stadium, hostels, and the players and coaches. That means that different from all other clubs in Ghana.
Okay.
How other clubs be. But Russia quite a house of work. First was somebody had even moved them. Say after Toto game, in some 2 few days, no one said go move here day. And now unfortunately in the sack and see here day.
But before Toto game, crying, yet it is a place we can move.
So that is the state of heart to folk. State of heart to folk. Now, Mr. Benson, a positive.
Okay.
Maybe a name is here, a very, 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 very positive. You better to go say. First of all, to be Juma or Yanadi. Indeed. If hearts of folk had seen the light in Tobe and Moroboso Jumanim Tamna, me sure say Hearts would have delayed in winning the trophy. Which is the league trophy on here, the Omoje. But Osha in few years, when Tobe decided, say, or the 9AC form in certain situations. Also, the appointment of even the coach Samuel Bodu.
Yeah.
To be not into mind. Not to say the others are not working. I can't even know how to come. I say they are not working. They are all working and doing their best. But when Tobe stood in, has Nya Samuel Bodu. When Tobe stood in, Ibrahim Salifu.
Yeah, bye.
Yet, and Osha. Those channel never saw has muno when asked to be every muno, and then he has to do this level, and then he's stepping in. No, I'm a new man be brave day, done for hearts of folk. So the state of hearts of folk, I'll repeat and repeat it again. Wow, in Indiana, with the boy, if you have to follow in perspective, now to educate you, would only have to take time. It would only have to take time, and no, with the technical team, which will reflect on the performance of Beding and also on the field of play. It's the state of hearts of folk need at the man the Oak family. It's the best stress will be a young the Oak family because what means that there's something good that is coming out of us. Because hostel no free just some few distance. Remember, like understanding about Emma Timinji Jasa straight to training like. So to the meeting, I say, "Ubet me abuano." So what I say, so what I say, it's all these things will help push out to focus. It will reflect. I didn't say what I'm so of course we got to power into me day and show.
So more bibiao.
It's almost down now. Kasani the moment I almost have some renew on the day. We are the Obawa, and that is what has to focus into us too. And I wouldn't say league I bought so no Krumba and say the moment I make it so be accumulating all home grounds point, Okwa we are we lose you are the ultimate winner. Yes.
Maybe a champion Diana Stars.
Yes.
2009
Yes. Diana League,
you know. Fear no show.
Holiday. Yes.
If you need we are to say now can assume any day you may be away piano. You can't swing out some Juma.
Yes.
And one might me
take the branding serious. Make sure say I didn't so mobo. Because one man didn't so mobo. Now they are all bad in the hono. On Fanny day, and Madden.
My son say supporters in Uniana. Gentleman Mrs. say, Penny, what being an issue actually, I say, be a cost to come. I will have to focus. But I'm saying, yeah, some of what issue you buy. Supporters, let's or moon young who shake cry. A bit because young stadium, a bit because it is done, and one on team need the main support to you. Now, maybe when he said, it be a binumuni, and a bin so na a binyan tias, ye be an ani refi. Because football no said there we see kana ni nyina na ka bom and na complete football
yeah
any supporters ni bi huni yana
Mr. Benson not to say supporters ni hui But you are dear be a brony friend orientation. At the end, a dream nipan where they were finding home. Now, House of Folk is known to say a winning team. Even without this project, this new phase, House of Folk face, you know, you has to say, I can hear saying, so when the odds are against them, winning. And day in and day out, House of Folk team, no, it demanded for results. That is the supporters.
Okay.
And who say, regardless of more out of the field of play, about pitch in this way, some results near them in here on Mukase. And what pitch in the moment of results in another day, Ambano, or Meshasi day, Akasa. So to the which other, or Meshasi day, Akasa, because the result is not coming. Oh, Mram day, on mobile no field. But, sir, as I'm looking, a disease. Oh, Kruma.
Oh, supporters.
Oh, supporters.
It has a 40 and Ghana.
Across board. You see, you see a tears and say, me a team A, now we team B, and ye Baba. San your mammy and say, oh, a year in football. I don't know you never pray. A win, a draw, and then a lose. These three things. And the engine because you said, me no bet my bear media. The moment I'm you bear mediano, that means it's either I have the 3 points or I've lost it. But could hear you bet my day. Actually, sorry, I come. Now, Jimmy, this some mentality waiting. Now, day na bema me, minya, dear Sumbo, I was on your mammy and say you. See a ban of football in the air. The quality on the field of play, and then the man that sits at the touchline, the coach. In addition to saying your mommy anyway, you know, the supporters. They had the 12 men for every team. Now, imagine say play a ball. Now, or say, Bono, or so, Untimimbo, with Jaibo, or no answer the Nipa day, Ephraim. Now, imagine say coach, a coachy, or say tactics I mean coaching you know players here, and so still none and fat born question with Jai. So on your day, on coach what happened? Timmy Bejija. Give no Lucy. So the supporters didn't say, yeah, the 12 men there should be no way and no time be I remember supporters who move that team. And you guys ABC. Say supporters so one day. That team no. Say team no lose na so dia uja in a game. The next game, so we a true supporter. Who did say oka team no? You should hold it. Close your heart. And to say enei anasa wamba, and I say enei anwaso uja team no. Nyame aduma china, you are supposed to be there. And team building is a gradual process. A clear example. When Arsenal moved from Highbury, I could see the Emirates Stadium. Yeah. After Obiya the Invisible, Mr. Benson has Arsenal went through a lot. And through being a lot, you know, gradually, I'm able to do this level. In the English Premier League, Nipadona actually say, a possible say Arsenal, ever returning back into the top 4 chase or even a contender. Yeah. So meet my I did the league title. Yeah. Into offer Arsenal and they team back in England or Mokasa obey me City challenge, you know. Arsenal. Now, in the moment of trial, Mr. Benson, Arsenal fans they saw the vision. They've been with the team. Yeah. And those comments, majority team no, me fan team no be no, me push team no be no, say team no sombo emawa. Obi no idea so woman be anu be jade na to say on hwe ade ne bi.
Na no ya na idea ne ma supporters na keka sa.
Results. And I'm kind of orientation no. The orientation of the supporters should know say sa no ma miensa no. E ba ma team accept it in good faith.
They make corrections. Obey sa bia no. Team now DH na when say the team no. And game now DH now. Some say Need to make us a one shot and tears.
The orientation in what form? Not doing a far game no hono. And I'm because he be a war form.
Okay.
Not doing a far game no hono. Sorry to say, and I'm because he be a day. A war form because and found in here example, you don't neglect your mother. What you say? You don't neglect your mother. And Obia, Oshe, Yakan, Mobia, we gentlemen will be an other than the catcher. As you who is a woman, you're correct. Obia is seen here, Bia, gentlemen who be on. You said, when you're correct, it's in my day. I'm making sad decision. So the moment a supporter will decide to say, or Ben neglect the team because when you say the team is not performing, you'd have to know the orientation of that supporter, Mr. Benson, a day. Form. And it's the reason why it is some supporters Sanyoma Eboba Sanyoma Tugbe Shishe Sanyoma and Nam Kwansoa Ebe Buabuanon and I had to folk. I go back to the glory days. I had a Yenimomo. And the fortunate and the most happy thing the woman is Mr. Benson. Even when I had to folk Andrew Hokrampuno, these results. Because in the last 2 years, House of Folk with Samuel Bodu achieved about 5 trophies in this country. Yeah. And when was the last time? No, when was the last time? So, and no one should tell you that the project, if the supporters should become Omontin Yomase, Omun follow, then they will know that the project is on the right path.
So, we can't say last 2 years, actually, folk, Bodu Ajibe,
yes, 5 trophies they have had.
The Bodu second and by no sense and some way, see. It's down here, stadium, be a team. No, no one yardin say, almost so tin, almost so yes, say, or money say, near Boudua by an idea. Certainly, and you know, I was think I was to do brebi and more than to say, yeah, or fast na dear dear example, yeah. I do bring more than crown, I still now was saying quarter. And I'm going for a party with you see, Mr. Benson, as part of orientation. Bibi hana ye chere wo mu no ye chere onwoma ani se no as part of it no ti ase say sa kasa ye ka no say coaches are hired to be fired e wo ho because me te hey Mr. Benson me te hey I don't have a favorite player. Okay. I don't have a favorite coach. But I have a favorite club. The club no ho and the Yokofa coach in the buy. Okay. So when the club is no more, the coach is not around. But when the coach is not around, club near day. And many players do not have a club night day. Coaches do not have a day. I will coach here day. It's a found the coach you have and maybe he will be exposed. The tactics I'm obeying. It's a supporter now. Okase coach we aba obe me say e bia no bia sacre mu ama wetimi antena we jahoko enu ntino the future of a club now. That means orientation about game no. Buedu and it's sacking. Say bisanyo mem no atwenyo mem lots of hearts of folk supporters knew him say it was coming. Na what do you by mutual agreement say me jai juma no ho near the no that was the report I did by say or need to be transit to be and then the kasa no motia said that mutual agreement say because of pressure e ba no ntino maminja hon kono so odi heart echi now follow the story e kwen fa so ba ya unim say it was gradually coming gradually na yedai na eba and it's all because to say the supporters of House of Folk no a resource oriented one in as much as almost high resource oriented me say so now far the coach Samuel Bodu the last 5 games or boy in the last season now before 3 about this season at the Beckham those 8 matches I think or conceded 14 goals 18 yes conceded 14 goals and in those 14 goals Osasha only 5 or 4 I stand corrected it was either 4 or 5 goals and one share or conceded 14 yes no not your winning because we're winning be from that last 5 no
last season. Yeah, baby, really, 11 Wonders, RTU, King Facer, Adriana, and then one other team. Or lose those matches. I mean, a season as me and Sana Wabono. What draw back? And we lose Adriana. And I think was our draw Olympics. So 8 solid games. There were no results for Coach Samuel Bodu.
But could be she mess with you.
Yeah.
Or if you can find any bitch,
or if you cap again, you see, it's subject on the league.
Okay.
So we should make it. It's subject on the league. Internal make reference from the last league matches or boy.
Okay. Yes, the last season, no 5 games.
5 games and they capped one.
And this season, 3 games.
3 games was our
8.
8.
Okay.
The results wasn't there. Now, so results in you. In this last 8 league matches, our boy, this is South Folk, a results-oriented team.
Yeah.
You need time for project. Fans need time for project. It means to say, season baby, there was a problem in the team. Tactically. So, we conceded 14 goals. Now, we share 4 goals. Mr. Benson, then a catch up.
Consider, this season, the man.
Who come from that 5 last season, no?
And a 3
in Boma. 14 goals.
And no one on share.
I say 5.
5. Okay.
It's the problem not starting the latter part of the season. Jubekaya, some of the fans, Omoka and Omakoton matches, Omakoton matches, say. Now, what does it tell you? A child will say, technically, there's a problem.
Okay.
And the department of the game, the goalkeeping, the defense, the striking, because strikers, in those 8 games, almost those 5 goals. Defenders, in those last 8 games from last season, ever put them on the first 3 this season, almost conceded 14. A child said there's an issue with the defense. It needs to be fixed. Now, the first you signed Samuel Bodu last 2 seasons of the league, now you make excuses. The man said there were a lot of players and you're going to do on here. In fact, none. It's your man that margin. A man said, it's sunset and you're almost inside those players. What me who said he was excused, but yet he was able to live up to the billing. And I'm born more than year day. And the league title in many years. The FA Cup near day, also. It's not most of the supporters entering into last season. This time round, so Arsenal's the players, everybody has to folk. There will be no contender, mind you. Now the rival, the direct rival, the toughest competitor in Kumasa Santo Kotoko. And so I was certain no structure. In the players and in his technical team. And the moment Tabes and what is the team, the likes of Adrian Amono, they were not in shape. What for no you're relegating? And then Ashgood Musunyoma Nyoma Bintino. Now it's not what means competition Nankasano, even before the start of the league, and it was hard to folk. Because players are one, so coach, I went to me told me the match league. And then the FA Cup. Now this time around, Mr. Benson, on one question sign the players they have become with their. That means what augmented squad. Or the team nature and then competition from other clubs because our team is depleted. But yet, every season, now has to focus this is, and with just a trophy of the FA Cup. For Omeka say has for many years, untiminji any competitive trophy and there. But again, senior has the caliber of coaches are who say has a ball not in the last 8 league matches on winning beer. There's no coach of it has to work with such results. There's no coach, not even the late that is Atuko. Not even the later took off you. There's no coach. But you see, Tobe saw a project in Samuel Bodu. And in that project, Mr. Benson.
Not project, no, it lasted for 2 years.
No, it was more. But in that project, was our project in Ma? Togbe, a woman was some more board. Projects and Hankasa Bedi some more board on the field of play.
Yeah.
And see, at a point in time, Obi said, or need them rantiano. Any Michelle the players on your way, Jumano. Or no, and a kibia a womb. What's the mystery? Or no coach, among the players, only the head a kibia a womb. Mamincho Adibi. Adding Kofi Koji to the squad. League Nisha Asieno. On the man he goes.
Yeah, Kofi.
7. Would you had an issue with Coach Kofi?
Kofi Koji.
So no one Kofa near day.
Bye.
Players like Frederick and Sabuchi.
Fab.
Last season, league never ending, there was an issue. Other players be from Team Nimu and from last 2 seasons, there were so many issues surrounding them. Now, Coach Mune say, I am the head of the project. And me na me can't home. But in today's modern coach, you always have to come down for the players to be top. Because no matter what happens, Mr. Benson, I'm not my results.
Robert match players in
on the field of play, who decide to say, Obebo sa brother, Obebo, and Obebo quit your mind.
Coach.
A coach. It's the players, you handle Omo in a crocro manner. You handle Omo in a friendly manner. So give me some who do pana. Not the players ni okay. But players to complain and they taban and they say, I say give me Koswa. The shouting is too much. At Santiano and Chiano. Not players who say a bro so. Into issues kakra about some of the players. Aside that, Mr. Benson, aside that, say players in any issues kakra could be leading to the sacking. Coach Buodu Nankasano. The variation of tactics also became a problem.
Don't you mean varying tactics, no?
So at a point in time, say hard say Boba, who say or say something different with the Hearts of Folk team on the field of play. But the channels are not Coach Samuel AUC and the creative chance and the ball was only one. The channel was to create through the middle. On your coach or rely on his flanks. And it was the reason why the likes of Patrick Razak, they were not that functional under Coach Samuel Bodu. Now, another example. Endra Gamer Inter Milan in the Barcelona boy in the Champions League. So I'll share another do now who's a Barcelona air safa. Because and they obi said channel a Barcelona and the creative chances na flanks. Because of Dembele or Rafinha. And at the bench or Ferran Torres. And so your name. Same as Ansu Fati. It's and at the moment as Simone Inzaghi are blocking those channels, and making sure so obesity deep. With a 5 man at the back, 3 in front and 2 up front. That channels are using or blocking in and unim how the Italian defenders are crossing the bar, they are always in top ahead of Robert Lewandowski.
Okay.
80 when you create and someone is able to prevent that channel, you will have to value the tactics whilst the game is ongoing. And those nyomano and the likes of Pep Guardiola. But we quote some Obodu. The moment I need book him, last 2 seasons, how the flanks, the 2 and 3 were so supportive. Radio Voca and then Fatal. Not with crosses, but with cuttings. And then always arriving in the 18-yard box. It is the moment Oshia opponent. Last season's more, our opponent means say me nya the flanks. Air the fullbacks in the bar. Without air the attackers or more wings, That means I prevented Coach Samuel Boadu. And then Sanu to me and Sasa say another channel will create through the middle. And it became another worry and a problem for Coach Samuel Boadu. And these two things, relations with the players on the field of play, and tactically, a client who said, "Obey me, have very tactics to yield results for how to folk also became a problem." It took a sign your man, then you can see, so gradually, now boba, and again with the pressure, and they say free abonting with somewhat members, and also to the supporters, some supporters rather. Now, indeed, it is a problem for Coach Samuel Boadu, and then it was propelling send a sack in the bedding. But with the relations with the supporters, with me, like I said, Mr. Benson, and I think the supporters are more fairly in love with Coach Samuel Boadu. And me, now, my relation with them are now a plus. And it worked out for him. But sending only supporters always results oriented, or more results than we are day, or more share, and buy and found any acquire more fast on the day. That's it. Drew baby and some of the supporters were against the fact that you have a Coach Samuel Boadu because one more dose and much needed a resource. And then some also believe in so say Penyoma any projects or so many day and auntie.
Okay. Ofameda say ofake na Sonia nini din community we dey rema the state of Hacksaw Folk na wadi ka me anya ntie say state ni dey good Hacksaw Folk. The state of Hacksaw is very nice, but neman kitibi na ye rema na mamini kan fa man for messages ni bi na for mamina mamradi na Daniel Entry was say hello Daniel Entry message de basanso na Daniel Entry krona was say good afternoon Entry era sanso ana B Pro TV GH good morning Toto Sports. You are doing a great job, but please check your sound. I'm watching you from Nungwa. Why? Yes. Now, Francis APJ, please work on your sound. Yes, J. Umaye Huajuma, Adiamaya. Busman TV, please. We can't hear the sound. And we have time I started for Medasi. Nami Inshiramo. Na I'm 48 TV International Toto Sports. I'm the Prince Maminchao. I'm a child, fantastic man. Na Busman TV. I greet you, bro. Joso. John Ayaba will say I'm John Ayaba. Johnny, that has Nami in Shamonkoswana, Monshana subscribe to channel no na Monshe Suma Bushan for in Shebi. I had Toto Sports GH on YouTube intino. Also subscribe to channel na washing so ammonia be ashe. Yeah, she the state of Hacksaw Folk. Nami had more channel team no enso ebuna ketim. Every and can pumpunimantemuna wawuramu our Mali. Na Shannon so say on bed transit. Na transit ni nya chino monna ombesa to aso the same day na ochina na omakwa akopiem o mali nyame adoma Saturday 4 p.m. Ghana time and Hacksaw Folk ebo mo first game our CAF Confederation Cup matches no na obody ete reba mako ano aye mali timba konti yeguso aye bompa dia ata team na chisem konimdie ano so betima kwadema Rainbow Boys no na return leg no so aba aye Ghana haniasi yaba be wi adwuma na yeba na yaba beto aso na list bi aba minim over when your list ni bi ahwe se squad ya se Hacksaw Folk komode komale no
ya mirim no kreni mate list and
na list no me hwe se plus bi dinim Erikeso dinim yes ni dinim na Lenda Donum Tenge dinim
okay
and ode mamemo ball list na so yenhwe na keepers near 3 Richard Atta Richmond Ayi and Eric Furienchi omiyensa defenders say Fatau Muhammad Samuel Linkum Rashid Okai Dennis Nkrumah Kosa Robert Adusowa Konadu Iyadom Kaliba Mankwa Muhammad Al Hassan Zakaria Yakubu womi defenders reporting second some more travel nyame adomo china numbers for this one Daniel Kodie Seidu Suraj Enoka Subontin Glassna Wako Gideon Asante Anna Prince Nana Kwesi Dama na Kwesi Dama yi odia ye mama minwie na ye mraho attackers no ye Yasan Ochin na Yasan ode Haland What is it? Your son Halan.
The Continental Club Masters.
Oh, your son
number 2 days is here. Their supporters are lively. Almost supporters here lively.
Fantastic.
Lively. The members is here. Radame Fakao, Mahatma Otu.
Di Maria Monina womb. Kojo Ben Junior.
Mahatma to not the beast. And look at
Mahatma to the beast. Fantastic. How's your folk? Your son Halan Orchin. Halan need on board. Man City striker. Kojo Ben Junior, Daniel Afie Baniana, Junior Kaba. Now, what's your list here? Mebo boy, yeah. Huno Di Maria Salifu Ibrahim and Eric Iso and Lendam Tengi. Barianshe Ebiana and another so me won't for Namen Pese Majedi. Namen Pese Majedi, but Yanshe Ebiana minim
Mr. Benson, to some extent, with the exception of Di Maria there, no. I said Di Maria and that competitive and a strong player for the Hearts of Oak team.
Yeah.
And in few months, in injury situations, you know, I'm an out kakra. It is has kase or call an away game, which normally in every away game, you know, approach me more defensive. Depending on the opponent.
Okay.
Now say offer the match fitness of Di Maria, Ibrahim Salifu. Now offer say oko away into no obey Jinidin every man. To some extent you might want to understand. But with that of Eric Eso, ni diano unless the explanation be there. But for now, list the nominal, and as unless list in this nanny. And the crew might list a Danny, Mr. Benson. Very simple. We could be doing you, these two main players account. For that of Eric Esono, Osha in the House of Folk team, problem by Kwana Man Force I come from last season was the absence of Futu. It said Omenya 6 pound the Abidjan, it became a problem. It was last season Abu Ushau Omo try no
former player.
Yes, I say also at mine. Nuruddin Aziz was deployed as a number 6. But Adiana has for Air Sheno was what they saw in the Futu. That aggressive kind of number 6. And Osha Abu Ushau is not that type. Nuruddin Aziz is what we see as a deep lying playmaker, and the sense of creating space around and freeing up players like Awako last season was so beautiful. Into this season, the moment I bought 3 games, I has for whom the workaholic pace and strength of Eric Eso, Dudona started to fall in love with Eric Eso.
Yeah.
Until the better some fufurubi say ABA injury. Me sure say fufurubi the fans of Hearts of Folk better say.
Okay.
What's the message? Okay. Me sure say they understand. Because Omo said in Finfion, so we use Raj, Awako, and a couple of players be more. You know what Okodia has given to us of Folk. But Ansana Okodia injury, you know, he was a fantastic and a workaholic midfielder. And the man the House of Folk fraternity and the House of Folk team. It is a we Awako now use Raj, and now use Salifu. Oh no one could be in Tenamambo Nidina. Omo say sa ejuma. Ebe kosu won finfin ho and it's an away game medicanaka it is ejuma ebe kosu won finfin ho I be here obi a obekọ mirika no dodo has been here obi a obepre e won finfin ho I those interventions and interceptions e the ama team no won finfin no would have to be Eso into America no say Eso nkyeremu ni ba na say enye because of injury situations at the fufuro bia ntie be ba Eso akono menye sure say the family of Hearts of Folk will understand. Probably, ABA coach here waba fufure as an interim. Ehun says Sage man he can get the same thing in Okodie. But Okodie always loves to be a number 8 than being a number 6. Even though Esonanka Sakrampono, he is not a proper number 6. Onono prefers to be what we see in a 4-3 shape as a number 8 or a double pivot as a double 6. Ono and that's number 6 Jumano. It's Esonanka Sano prefer because born up a boy and boy papa. It is said it's a move powerless way. Now, Uncle say, "I injury number is so anya day." Uncle, me sure said the fans would understand.
Ebisuana among register no so. Bit member say registration of Africa no. Among demand ya.
Say no so ko ba sa Mr. So, Mr. Benson, my catcher say the fans of us will understand.
Because one say eso anya injury. I mean, say nkasa brinke.
Then why then the crime am for so in your work permit e dey ma you achieve. Linda, it's me I register for Africa.
Well, Linda so enka ho.
Yes, Linda your part, but you achieve. We never achieve you can example. Yes, junior cab, thank you. Now I register for Africa. But not for you so. Because they have to go through a work permit process.
It's a long process.
And quite another long process. Yes. Okay. It's a make us say any excuse be abeba. Neither because of injury situations. Now you say you register the fans and fraternity of Hearts of Folk family. No,
okay.
And there will be questions that will be raised again. And you see some of these petty, minor mistakes. And yeah, my fans and day, it's sorry. Because Omuni said, "You know we are there basic. I did that. And then the modern day football no." Say excuse me ba and to say whether say excuse we be it is the moment you be raising question and I say you be raising excuses na fasade we ho a supporters no mti fenu say ene adwuma na ye de ahye mo nsa no mada
ntimi nye mfi ade mai
yes.
All right, tinti still na da so ewo Haxo Folk so the state of Haxo Folk na yegusua yedidi ho enkomo now yenko ni say yenko coach Samuel Bodu and ya come more yedi nkomo more on Samuel Bodu issue no but yen share the timing no the timing of Samuel Bodu ne Haxo Folk a party ways no na your main topics na afi ni ewuram Haxo Folk ne Samuel Bodu a party ways the timing am for people complaining say na you wrong because now you starting season about just 3 games and you were best 1 week na team no a prepare e de awura mu Africa na impose coach ni kura na still na prefer say yen terminate contract na campaign for team international nya won bibi e ma coach ni mfa team no kwa Africa mamum ansa na e bi amobe terminate contract.
Mr. Benson, the only time I ever the time of coach Samuel Bodu the departure ebe wrong when Hearts of Folk a chair in appointing a coach and no pay
okay
because until say ABA season no ebe ko break and I say be over I may as a coach way everything way no there's no other time I'll be team there coach be better ebe jai team and I say be promo coach be
okay
because the season is still running.
Okay.
Into within time, you know, Eddie about boy another match and that's another game. Into beat my day, apamono. But so pamono. Now after the sacking, the appointments, you know, ebe delay questions about the appointment, you know. Obi ehuni awoye about the appointment. Then agitating will begin to come. Then amount for better as raise questions. But the moment I over saki coach. And also be terminated the contract of a coach. Now this thing is what we are going to do. This coach and the next coach Oba. This interim assistant manager and the fans are now relaxed. Now umani paniko. Na kamya ko say we need to briwa. Then na kwa ko say ade na wo pesa wo pam nipa no. Na unim ya wo ye na utu sa na mo na. Nemom uma nipa no hu se unim nya wo ye wa boaboa ho aye dey esie
okay
then any ehu hia say ma kwadwen nipa na oyede okono ho but the moment obeche in getting whether an interim or a permanent manager after the sacking of a coach and no and the questions be there about whether the timing no and I said timing in your day and then there are many examples coaches are always meant and hired to be fired. Recently example Chelsea permanent coach in just 1-2 days announcement by Graham Potter. And each time be a coach we were kono utim so mutim say okay interim manager we here then so assistant manager we so or the here kwa kobo game wa here aba it do now who say before the sacking of coach Samuel Boadu there should have been an operations behind the curtains. Now has any coach we so here akisesi to better coach no ekoya determination ni ba na ha no na che say the other coach no na kasenti no ba be chem nti ho no we don't go back checking up on coach na why them wako no and checking up on timing eni nyina ha with the new one no ho ekwan be no be faso the idea afaso akwakobo the next game and then my timing no why them about problem.
Okay Haxofolk, the state of Haxofolk. Now, where you're fun at the Maxofolk, Babia will be an Okoswan at Chuban Feeding. From you and a catcher and say, sure, no, live on YouTube. Toto Sports GH on YouTube. Now, program we, Sports 360. Sports 360 now, and then, yeah, the house, yeah, the Ashas, yeah, the Amano. Say, Ubiano, but there will be a timer, you be mixing, yeah, the other. Stories in the foreign United, come back to Canadian print the war. Actual folks and say, woman is Jacono, Yaniabrepa, young my clubs in Minano, and Kushi Musa, Tessam young Kubia down for a friend Kushigu. Sardini, dear Debbie, Yampe. Inti young share appointment, no. But 4 year appointment without head coach. You say, Astrophoke assistant manager, an assistant coach, or more goalkeeper trainer, but how many head coach? Coach Operiado, your communication, Dabi Operiado, coach, just a money title. I am Mr. Operiado, I am communication director at the Astrophoke. Or say, I am based on recommendation. Based on recommendation, say appointment on my year. And the question I be say, recommendation now more age now so. The appointment, a recommendation from her. One recommendation, a coach B, and no manano, and what recommended assistant coach no. And now say, a dear, why?
Okay, sir, what's football? Now, GD said, we're students of the game. Now we will know always why you move the whole piffy. Now you have been said Obekasa than one some actual one some with exception of say has Emma Bodu Koye and as one would we na nipo baby sum ne why the ama has no with exception say and no and a problem me sure say has appointing an assistant manager before a coach is a problem.
Appointed assistant manager before a coach.
No.
As a coach, I'm your head coach.
No. Let me tell you the reason why I say sacking no, and as a appointment.
Okay.
No, and you're wrong. Okay. And they are qualifications. And the coach will come and then on African interclub soil.
Yeah.
It was last 2 seasons. I think it was the 2021-2022 season. Which is last season or so. And I signed your man Shase, but it came 2 years ago. Now, sir, for you to be able, sir, what team maybe room on interclub soil or Africa, no, as a coach, an assistant manager, no, also when you have qualifications, CAF license, pro license.
Yeah.
And then the assistant in so and Okulu.
Yeah.
So
yes, that's what qualifies or
qualify.
And no man can say head coach.
Wait, and then what he say has even though say omo che ansa no mo that appointment no now omo ne one or two coaches in so I dey edi nkomesie has a line up some coaches on person omo ye dey eye adwuma no in a Prosper Nate Ogun Anon Walker and then some coaches be omo foreign white to be precise. These 5 coaches and now has no my day align it up.
It will be crana Professor Mintadi.
No say Juma Bakubia or Yenintino with the house of folk and then you I say also license ne lucky. Minta license and lucky so has Wakujina Aquano or Africa.
The qualification.
The qualification never has into through into Mintadi and no so much.
Okay.
That was the reason why Mintadi was washed away.
The ultimate travel could do say technical director.
Yes. They can't take us to folk. Then they have to go back. Now with these 2 coaches, Anon Walker, Prosper Nate Ogun, has in you. There's another 3rd coach. I also sorry. So Baby Human, and I'll give you details. Many are here for the details of that coach. Anon Walker. With summer text. I know my house what yes say. Say has a who say on baby human dia. All money summer text for your day. Nkasa because he had a pre-contract agreement, which is also an agreement with a year summer text because the contract Nkasa now on the Olympics for your day. Sorry, it was dying off. I don't need a year summer text here day any other contract agreement. Coach Prosper Ogunati. Also, GD say after say Onya the scouting job, Edema Black Stars, no. Also, Onya that full peace of mind. Edu in coaching Hearts of Folk. Now, mind you, Mr. Benson has Dankasano and say, Romedy Nansen and say, so we your coach Edema or Mofawa. And you can say Unya any side attracting job behind at the count.
So more focus in
yes, and it's the reason why in Tia Ogunati catch a house for say, Mammy call Black Stars and our World Cup in your day, Embra. Namibia, my baby day. I be ye to manage their mamma. I know what can manage the when the summer text for Kokasa. The summer text 40 years, yeah. My baby you to manage the idea, and their mamma. Ogun should the idea at all. Now, Ogun recently worked with Okulu. As an assistant manager or Kotoko.
Yeah.
Now, Okulu Nankasano, he qualifies to work with Anon Walker. And then Ogun. It is what's say. Now doing that decision when that means has to folk any a top notch coach behind it. Akasa.
Then based on recommendation. Now, one of the emerging coaches a Peja here. And I say Apija, in addition to Walker and then Ogun. Hey, Didi Dramani Masu. Okay.
Masu Didi Dramani.
That's like national team coaches.
Yes. And then this step was boldly taken by His Royal Majesty Nankasa.
Chairman.
Yes. For Prosper Ogun, one no channel ni recommendation akoda board in him. It's from a board chairman.
Okay.
But for Masoud Didi, Togbe said the next project, the next chapter of Hearts of Folk should come through Masoud. And honestly, another emerging culture, Nidi Hayde, a picture, and strongly a contender so by Hearts of Juman. But no credit said, summer text near ready. So may allow Anon Walker. Yes. But you see in coaching the moment that team members of the canon seminar the project and the say who is obey to ya and I'm a summer text there. No any summer text I think. Summer text any ready. But Osha, House of Folk a good friendly relationship be with summer text. Osha, Oma fa summer text players be Benjamin York, and Victor Edu, and a couple of players be omu free summer text where they ebera had to folk. And he has a good relationship with summer text. Say what's the meche asia is the reason why Tiana I don't work as say the money summer text in your day. And kokasa but summer text is GD say or projector in that project or person or she say any kind of person or castle league he will need the experience of an worker. So be buana man day aka na project na day akoye de amano for Ogun need the end say let me go to the World Cup and come me koba na se din komo no na hyehyɛ ne yeyi a ebefa and for Masud in say sia no metimi aka boldly say these two coaches if nothing changes I know what they out. I know what they out. Yes.
Ogun
Masud, yeah.
Between two coaches,
Yes, one of them capable of coming. Strong. So me back with my day. But unless side of will be a day, it's Krumha. And then Krumha it's in there, Mr. Benson be very possible. Bibia Krumha then sent and you crew it, you know. Bibi sent and you crew it, yet, you know. It's anything very excuse me to me about. We bet you excuse me, would you want to ask you? You still not in here day. Age Madako. It's you know, what shut these two coaches who are. M said they can still work and work with Okulu.
There's a coaches me and son of Bomudin will be a bit
capable.
Capable. The based on recommendation, yes,
and there's nothing wrong with the idea has I say what can make it wrong, and then they say the time and what can make it wrong, and then they say after the termination of the contract, timer. Omdi benya ubi bede ebe share. And I wrong.
Okay.
And no pay.
Okay.
Other than that.
No senka. Yes. I check 24 hours to 48 hours time. Senka. Appointment in
What's appointment?
All right. Your baby didn't come a crash preparation ahead of Nyamiadma Saturday.
Yes.
My main farm for messages in a crack. And so, Emfa Emra, man for P in a day. One more comment and so Ebana. Shaibu Abdul Martino was say I'm Abdul Martino watching you live from Birmingham, UK. Shaibu Yada say chapa akosane subscribe to channel na or subscribe we and watch some of the phone you share. Richard Opoku, you are doing good work for Haxo Folk. Achu Landru was say hello bro. We hear say some players are not in the side. Please why? Less than a day. Mechanic said to say about game near your probable lineup on. Until Mr. we confirm. You won't confirm. I say, near Yansakana, Yamo, who near the Dion Komokakra. Ye shared him so official one, Beba. Eba, ya the Beba, so I'm a over to me. Be now Ghana Social Workers TV was it we are winning against Bamako of Mali. Yada say now Pastor the Graft. Maybe was not registered. Yes, I know. Yeah, every case issue here near this case here. Kweku opare boy, please. The timing was good and accurate for team. Yeah, boy, say timing ne good or ne accurate angasa.
Timing. Say actually, me say timing. The only time my timing no. I say no.
The appointment of another coach. Yes, indeed.
Other than that, okay.
Was it Pastor the Grave? I say call and find out before you make any conclusion. Don't try the lazy approach that the commercial presenting www. Dabi do a bia minim at the crown no can minim say less than idea. Say less than idea. They can say even yes start a crab born you can say near and then Yanka's official from.
You see,
yes, you are ballroom match.
And simply when it comes to football in Ghana.
Yes.
And you're not done it anyhow. You're not done it anyhow. And that does not mean the reputation of Nipana or the list Nibano. And yet, the source I had Nibano airport. No. Because Krumano, things are very, very, very possible. Nyoma very very possible
okay. Nana Dam Steven so kasa the first squad and squad in issue no the infant channel. Kweku Apariabo say Coach Woody was not fit for the future of Accra Hawks folk. Based on that, the board took the right decision. And we Opare Yeboa. Opare Yeboa Korea say please stop this Coach Woody issue and begin to discuss the future team and the match ahead of the club. One year ban Yadasina Kweku Opare Yeboa na love Toto Sports Akoswana. Following Yadasana Victor Che, I like the way you do your presentations. Keep it up. Yadasipi Nana Mugabe Ike, you guys are doing a great job. And no Nana and some message or day about Kosofa comment in bra on YouTube. Toto Sports GH on YouTube. Toto Sports GH on YouTube. Na yenye bre yen sinkunya. Yen kenkan farmers yene wa na edi dwuma yene wa na eye show no nti ba bia wo bia no na odo dia ba nemom hye no so be subscribe to channel no na wa hye nso ma onu anya bia hye ya hye asisi no yentum de bia ye beto aso dia ma Hawks to folk ho donti no Toto Sports enam Hawks to folk Sports 360 MC General Sports so edi ma offer my share so for team preparation ahead of game anyame aduma Saturday and share bass no no Sunday Sunday na league games na maso no team ni ball friendly game or we need 1-0 or we need 2-1 mum editia Tema United and na Enra was on ball yes 1-0 editia Mighty Jet so for share preparation ahead of Mali game no
How's the folk generally, Mr. Benson, preparation. A idea, meeting me, I say, until say, has a kick starts to determine the preparation on the field of play. And no, a idea, a home whether it has been good or not. Make a way because, the technical team knows what they are looking for.
Okay.
And it is with them. A warm hole. I know when say, I deal when I pay free team. See a party when a free team nimudia. And a far I say a bad a boy.
Okay.
And anything that I may meaning problem. A corner has a fast so prepare and son of my last season him. Oshaya. Omu denying some few matches be our mambo. And the excuse was that they are not ready.
Yeah.
Almost prepared team, Into those top matches, Omu team in day. Embo. That Jesus, Omuma Aura Sequoia day. A boy, which was not the first or regular House of Folk team players. The Gamanche game, Omambo, because Omu did said. Preparation no nyɛ den we pay. Now you be rag league mu proper no then you can go back no akɔhwɛ preparation omunyae which was the preseason say a you the results and ma omo the moment a league na be den abɛhyɛ aseɛ no even though preseason quite different from the proper season make way because it said Obi might get it well throughout preseason, but in league proper no, ebi anani pananya day, enyaniye sorry. But Mr. Benson, Obi ansu no obi underestimate the power of preseason.
Okay.
Preseason,
yeah,
it's more friendly.
Yeah.
But team bia ansu no or to preseason as odintra.
Preseason on the prepare team ni ba. Amu players na strength.
It conditions the team. And a team ni share say efa cohesion.
Okay.
And a team ni share say a building game plan. And a team no e share say e hu portals. And a team ni share say efa mentality. Another example. I love making examples because and when I'm making examples me hear local stories. Na me cheche ma. Me just oppose the examples, with the foreign. And they say Oshe kwanya ha Arsenal this season a fast year preseason akwa mo fa so e share teams some mentality ya ha Arsenal enya this season no omo fan preseason akwa mo fa so share teams ni bi akwa mo fa so ye den e share omo ni oma anom dia ba ba now on Hearts of Oak league ne shase no the games are boy no even though those games are born on 3 no they are top matches and difficult games for Hearts of Oak. It is a has lose those games now and determine the results of the preseason because on any day has can lose against Indiana. Because has a game no last season no suffer with Diana and Sano on the home on any day has can lose against Olympics because has and Casano in about before game on boy with Olympics on board 1-1 this season no more lose atwaso against Olympics last season Olympics man home and away and then a season before the Olympics they can't share no and number 1-1 in about 4 games or so now has anka santi near there and far win against Olympics has on any day are capable of losing against Kumasi Santi Kotoko. It is a has about 1-1 against Kotoko. Our Kotoko home. It has not determined the results I free preseason. But it would only tell you, sir, I'm not players in no condition. I'm not players in no match fitness. Because the competition at a home, the intensity at home, whatever about Olympics, high. The intensity at home, high. The intensity at home, Kotoko. High. It already has a match intensity. Players no, when you are or say ura game ni no what condition where we dada. It is the reason why I tell my player warm up so ba be rema Kenya ho it has already what Kenya ne ho okay not with results a burden a buy from those matches but what Kenya ne ho already for the season ahead. And fortunately for Hearts of Oak it sums up to a preparation omenya rim or Mali against Bamako. Into for preparation here has for me Mr. Benson omujina ye because now a season a break Fanese has a ball season winning as a preseason because you see we don't know the destiny of the league. It's our last 3 games or boy if I say preseason games. Into we can warm and step up with small teams, sorry to say, before coming up against big teams. Into preparation here. So what can you way boomer has a condition who ye ever brought a quack him our Mali. But the problem then they say a quambena has a fast walk Mali. Kwame has a fast Mali.
Kwame has a fast Mali.
Yes. How are they going to Mali? Has a ball the Champions League, a ball Confederation League, a free mobile Confederation League, When you are back across the House of Folk. Traveling arrangement. Traveling arrangement. At a point in time, has Timiko see baby a transition. 80 hours. And son of us to us. It's already. Players now, son of us, game na has score ya. Your coaches are almost ano. Mr. Benson, in some more.
The name of course on your master.
Nyoma course with their traveling arrangements, They were poor. It wasn't only the performance on the field of play. It wasn't only the performance on the field of play. To some extent, no players in that baby, which affected their play. Into me, the only problem I mean was see a major in Hono. A crime brain has a fast Friday. Ako has GDA say this season confederation na how bono e dana koma so be so kofa then has enu kwa so mo dwen account
mebo
yes unless say omunim say omun timi kofa unless say omunim say omusika for mun dru fa because on African soil league na aye bono ana say competition na aye bono sika ubenya no it comes nowhere near a car why day wabo it's a opesa oje Africa na oje because of Anna in munyam
obo casting
e kana abebo e kana abede obebo it's mostly say clubs ni bi no kwa e do mutrim say saka no inti no o se ye nyoma bi not to say wa sheda but nyoma bi o se nkomo fa serious nyoma bi a boa e matim nya ahomeje no especially traveling issues no e ya dey na e dey omo fa serious omo nchise ni ye because the first story say bi a you call Africa sika e beje no is a problem. It's preparation there for now. Any baby amemiti has okay.
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 Yeah, was some dinya results.
Was some dinya results. Oh, away. But
now so abesho.
But be a choir almost fast ako Africa no. And only a day a day. I worry. A choir almost fast edru Mali. Because Mali per land ebe take you 23 hours 14 minutes. Money I'm check Mali so now form ana aqua you are almost spending 24 hours so now from Akomalia so for bus e dey Akomalia ebe take you 23 hours 40 minutes and san go do Mali Kulumo.
So mo mfa fomo
eno na medwe ho
dabi mo mfa fomo
ana me say omo nya ne sana say omo ko by flight there I'm okay with the traveling arrangement. Thank you. But be Nyoma is see, you know. I am much concerned because Sanyoman is see. Sanyoman is see. Time has elbow the Champions League and the Confederation. And okay, can you know Abuman has been that disgraceful resource.
This has some fat plain let's say be or more far for ma.
They should forget.
You see,
I'm not far from by.
Was far from.
And what's the result?
One.
At the end,
of him.
I don't
know if you
give the players the comfort. Me see, my players no one talk. You see, players on my so bar. Players I say oba sorry. Oba.
Mopa hoto.
Opa krokro.
Baby a hot den.
Open the swore. To some extent, open that into who koyo oba house me koyo the lie.
It's a good trash.
It's a player no krokro no. Jeje no so. Jene tata. Fanko jina pitch no so. Mane ma performance no. Ovia. Jene ye. CC no. Ne sa fa no go back. Obesa be one resource. Opesan I be man resource.
Okay. But we do on me for you.
Yeah,
plane.
Yeah,
shada. I'm the Sunday ni any penny back with dim come na ye dim come about. Kwaya me fa so kone.
What's that make me say?
Ne she be fa so.
Come on the Champions League Confederation. So man fa from the call. Morocco ne say be call you know. But there was a problem with transition.
Okay, ne say transit ni
transit.
One we are one na from fa. Okay, what you imagine so because a bit more for playing the free Ghana how they play neko no acquire transit
go for baby
but when them we GD so I'm they play we GD say we don't play now but that's what to so matter
okay
because Toto sports so follow pa
okay
The minimum say so me imagine so me transfers no me far from the ane. I join best Sunday.
Okay.
Best Sunday.
Okay, but minimum say bit me wure hearts game on ko away in Bamako near
you be room my men far away kitu bi mfan so amount for comment na ba pa na yankin kan so mfam mo na real humble hustler was phobia ana ode abanana Mugabe I can say Mugabe the end makai Yakubu Amadu good afternoon please keep it up phobia Dollar Eric Toto Sports number 1 keep keep doing good work Merasi Victor Che I want to cash donations to my darling club phobia but I don't know how to go about it so please I need your directions me the number be to jade amount friend number no na friend sa number na obema direction kwanya obefa so akọ do person akọ aye allergy kan bi ankasa nchen kura o de number na me de tuja no na wa free o friend number na ni nipa ni nkomo anti me producer twa number na dia bra me say me dim trimbo ba me say me bo wrong number 0245 76 o traba echira nkoma hwe ana awakọ fresh obi so nti o twa number na man ma boba ma na wa free because o person ko donation ma timi dia bebo pa na kwesi asante say my news on the new any news on the new Congolese guy Jordan Otanga will he be available for selection on Saturday? Again, I didn't see William Opoku and Jenny Boateng in our friendly game against Mighty Jet and Ra. Let's say I Jenny Boateng Opoku. Minima Jenny Cramton and Kanchaka Cram. I'm more preseason free Hakwen. Well, you bidding come up. I'm about na